So what do you think of the lockdown haircut? Uh, it'll do. I'm not going anywhere. uh, I got well, it's been in the UK now, it's been about a month that we've been locked down. And the week before uh, we were locked down, I decided, you know what, my hair needs cutting. But I'll leave it off till next week. And of course, our local barbers, they're closed on a Monday. And it was that Monday that our government, our Prime Minister announced that there was going to be a lockdown. Only essential businesses could remain open. Barbers weren't one of them. And our barbers shut. And so my hair started to grow. And over the month, it grew. I mean, it was everywhere. The sides, you know. Uh, and I just thought, I've got to cut this. So I went on Amazon, and I didn't like clippers. I don't want to be like a skinhead, a number two all over or whatever. But I found these. It was a comb, and it has a razor blade inside it that protrudes. So you know you've got your teeth on the comb, and it protrudes and into the teeth. So about a quarter of the way, and you just comb your hair, and it cuts your hair at the same time. My God, there was a lot of hair. My wife went mad. I was doing it in the bathroom, but my bathroom was just covered with hair. I mean, it was long. It was getting quite long. Uh, but it'll do. It's not perfect, but I go out once a week now just to get the necessities, you know, the food and so on. And I'm sure everybody that sees me will understand. They don't look too different themselves, to be honest. I tell you, if I was a barber, it must be tough now because obviously you've had to close your business, but thinking of the future, you're rubbing your hands because there's going to be a lot of people queuing up at the barbers. Hmm. One of the things I am pleased about is I've got a load of e-liquid from all that homemade DIY NET. This is the Virginia. Mm. I don't think this is going to finish anytime soon either. In the UK, I think we're looking at least June, or rather, I hope it is. We really need to see a significant drop in the number of, uh, well, not just deaths. A lot of the news focuses on the deaths because I suppose it's sensationalist and it sells papers. We've got to see a drop in the confirmed cases every day. The problem is we're not getting the accurate data because the government's not testing as many people as it should be doing. Germany's testing, you know, it's like 500,000 a week, and we're barely scraping 100,000 or something. I, I'm not up on the original, you know, the current figures, but we're way behind on testing. Absolutely way behind. It's woeful. We're only testing people who go to hospital. We're not testing people in the community. We're not testing people in care homes. We don't have accurate figures, to be honest. But it's a worrying. What we do have is very worrying, and I cannot honestly see them uh, ending the lockdown before June, or rather, I hope they don't. There's now a body of people in the UK that are saying enough's enough. We've got to finish it now. bit like Trump, you know, open up America again when it's the worst hit country in the world. The man's a lunatic. And if the government listened to this these voices in the UK, all they're interested in is money. And one of the things I hope this experience that we're all going through does is to make people wake up and say, you know, the economy is one thing, but at the end of the day, it's about people. It's people before profit, and the people that are saying, you know, we've got to open up, we've got to end all these restrictions, are the ones who are going to make the money. Basically, it's not the average people. In fact, surveys have shown that the average Joe, like you and me, would rather see the lockdown extended if it keeps us safe than you know opening up again, which could see a second wave in autumn. Uh, so I just hope the government live by their rhetoric, which is we are following the science. I'm not that confident, to be honest, because we have, I think, I don't want to get political in this video, but we have what's called a popularist government. Boris Johnson is a popularist, and I think it was very well explained in a radio interview I listened to a few months ago now. And it basically said, you know, populists are great at getting into power because it's all superficial catchphrases. It's telling people what they want to hear, not what they need to hear. And now we're in a position where we need the government to tell us what we need to hear. But it's a popularist government and it doesn't know how to do that. And even now we're hearing, you know, cover-ups, evasive answers to questions where all the people need to know is what they need to know, not what they would like to hear. Yes, we'd all like to hear that it's you know, sunny uplands, but we have to hear the hard stuff, and I just hope that the government are true to their rhetoric and that they're going to follow the science, because in interviews recently this week, last week, on the radio, the scientists, very prominent scientists, professors, and all of this at the universities, they were all saying this isn't gonna end soon. That the numbers aren't going to come down to a level where we should be releasing, you know, the restrictions, easing the restrictions. I think like we have an 11-year-old son. Uh, I don't think he'll be going back to school till September at the earliest. Um, but it's necessary. They have to do that if it keeps public safe. But let's change the subject. I'm drinking homebrew. One of the great things about being a home brewer, in a lockdown, you've always got the essentials to hand. Mm, that's nice. And so's this. This is kept really well. This must be like 2 years old now. But I just wanted a straight, simple Virginia. And that's what this is. Mm. It's kept very well. You know, I was thinking, oh, the flavour oils may degrade over time and so on. And, you know, you hear people say this about DIY, naturally extracted tobacco liquids, that you've got to use them in a certain amount of time. If you shelve them or you cellar them, as it's commonly known in the tobacco world, uh, you know, the flavours will just go rancid, the oils will go rancid, whatever. Well, this is 2 years, must be 2 years old now, and no, This is a really lovely, rich, uh, sweet Virginia. It's beautiful. Mm. So I'm here in the garage. This is sort of like my man cave now. It's a bit manky. The wall behind me is a little bit. It looks a little bit damp and greeny. Uh, it doesn't look so green. I'm just looking now. It doesn't look as green in real life as it does on the video. That's because behind that wall is just soil. The house next door to me, we live on a hill. Uh, their floor level is, well, about here where the pipe is. It's at the top of this roof. So behind here is just soil, and I'm thinking of trying to treat the bricks and then dry line, doing something with it, just to make it a little bit more usable as a room, because we don't use it as a garage. It's just a junk shop. Uh, but I want to try and turn it into some sort of usable utility room and my little man cave. So I'm just sat in here now that the weather's turned nice. Uh, Sitting here at the evenings, have a beer. I listen to the radio. I'm now a licensed radio amateur, and I listen to the radio, talk to people around the world, which is very interesting because often what their lived experience of lockdown is not what you hear on the mainstream news. So it's quite interesting to hear it in person, from people around the world. Uh, so that's good. I just thought I'd check in again. I hope everyone's, bearing up. For me, I'll be honest, it doesn't make a blind bit of difference. Absolutely doesn't make a blind bit of difference because I work from home. So Monday to Friday, there's no there's no difference to my life. I notice it on a Saturday and Sunday because I can't go to the pub. So on a Saturday and a Sunday, I used to like to go to the pub and talk to friends for a couple of hours. But I can't do that anymore. And that's the only difference that I've noticed. So for me, I'm fine. I've got a garage I can sit in. I've got a garden I can sit in. You've probably obviously noticed the light on one side of my face. That's from the window here, overlooking the garden. Uh, so for me, it's no difference. But I can understand some people who live in maybe high-rise flats. They don't have a balcony for safety reasons, and they may only have about 4 or 5 rooms, and that's it. I can understand that's going to be tough, but let's keep sticking it out. Dig deep, as they say, and we will get through this one day. We will get through this. Uh, it's just going to take time, and it needs to take time. That's what we need to hear. Uh, People before profit. And yes, the world will be different after. Or at least I hope it is. I hope it's going to be different after. There's more important things than the economy. I think Bhutan's got it right. Very small country between India and China. It's called Bhutan, the Kingdom of Bhutan. They don't bother with GDP or these economic measures. They have the gross domestic happiness. How happy are our people? Not how profitable or how rich are our people. How happy are they? And I think maybe this is the wake-up call the rest of the world needs to follow Bhutan's example. It's about just how happy are we, how contented. Okay, I'm going to make some more of these. I've been off YouTube now for 2 years, and I miss it. And I should really be making more videos. So why not? Now I've got a little man cave. Just put the video on now and then and record. But hope you're all doing well. Whether you're a frontline worker, if you are, thank you very much. Doesn't have to be the NHS. It can be working for a local authority, the shop, the people who work in shops, keeping the shops open, the supermarkets, you know, thank you very much. Thank you. Uh, I'm going to carry on enjoying this. 2-year-old Virginia. Very nice. Okay, I'll see you again. Hopefully very soon. Bye bye for now.